What is going on today, my niggas? It's your boy Invader back with another video. And before I get into the topic of today's video, yes, I have Battlefield 2042 gameplay in the background. I am out of Battlefield 6 gameplay. I have been recycling gameplay ever since the beta, and I just decided to wipe it all off my PC. And I didn't get invited to any of the recent Battlefield Labs playtests, so I'm just gonna stick it out with some Battlefield 2042 gameplay. And I feel like I really shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to say this. If any of you guys have been around on my streams, you'll probably know this, but this game sucks gorilla shit through a straw. Battlefield 2042 is a horrible game, and I don't recommend anybody to play it unless you really want to grind out those Battlefield 6 cosmetics, or if you're just bored and I don't know, you might hate yourself if you just choose to play this game. I'm just being honest. I didn't make the rules. I'm just speaking the facts here. But guys, let's get into the topic of today's video, and that is the Battlefield 6 launch trailer that just dropped yesterday. And guys, when I first saw this launch trailer, I'm not gonna lie, DICE had me fooled in the first half, because they had all these actors and athletes come out onto this trailer onto a super saturated screen with very colorful guns, basically looking like a bunch of Call of Duty skins. And my initial thoughts when I just saw this trailer was like, what the fuck, man? This is the most Call of Duty-like Battlefield trailer I've ever seen. And then immediately after saying that, all the actors got nuked off the screen, the colorful, saturated color palette disappeared, and a bunch of gritty-looking, dirty-ass NATO soldiers, and I don't mean dirty in like a negative way, I mean dirty as in like a realistic, you know, grounded sense, right? Walked out onto the screen, and we're all like, huh, who are those guys? And this trailer, man, first of all, it's just a trailer. It was entertaining. Honestly, it's another example of DICE having an amazing marketing team, right? They have one of the best marketing teams in the business, obviously, because they got a bunch of dumbasses like me to buy Battlefield 2042, and they're still doing a pretty good job with the Battlefield 6 marketing, obviously, with the trailer that they dropped, right? But during the trailer, while they had Jimmy Butler and all these guys getting nuked off the screen, right? If you looked at the bottom of the screen, you would have seen a text that said, there's optional in-game purchases available, right? And then it immediately disappeared off the screen after all these actors got nuked off the screen, and it was just like, Battlefield is really giving the middle finger to Call of Duty right now. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of respect for DICE and EA with the fact that they are as confident in their product as they are. And they honestly should be. The beta was a fucking pretty good success, right? It was pretty well received by the Battlefield community. Now, obviously, people have their nuance issues with the game, right? And there are problems with the game, but for the most part, the beta was pretty well received, right? And I mean, as far as me personally, I also enjoyed it, right? Like, it was one of the reasons why I was all like, shit, man, this game's actually pretty good. It's almost like when you present your product and allow people to try it and see what it's about, and you let your product stand on its own as opposed to using marketing terms, buzzwords, and trying to nostalgia bait like 2042 tried to do, and like Call of Duty does on an every year fucking basis at this point. It's just crazy what you can accomplish. And throwing shade at your competitor the way they did, right? And for you guys that, I don't know, maybe significantly younger and might not remember, Call of Duty did a very similar, or did a commercial like this with actors, and with actually two pretty big actors at the time, back in 2011 with Modern Warfare 3 with the Sam Worthington, Jonah Hill, Noob versus Vet commercial, and I'll link that down in the description if you guys aren't familiar with it. This commercial pops up in my recommended feed every couple of years, and I enjoy watching this commercial, A, because it's just a piece of nostalgia, and B, it's actually pretty funny to see Sam Worthington and fucking Jonah Hill banter back and forth in a commercial. It kind of makes you want to see a movie from those guys, potentially, like a buddy cop movie or some shit. But regardless, it was a nice piece of, you know, nostalgia. And the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this one was, wow, 2011, MW3, Call of Duty. And here's the thing. This level of pettiness between competitors, right? This is almost like Pepsi versus Coke with their commercials, right? I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen the commercial of the kid buying, what's it called? He bought 2 Coke cans or whatever the fuck, right? And then Pepsi made a commercial and was like, oh yeah, the kid bought the 2 Coke cans so he could step on top of them so he could fucking buy the Pepsi instead, and just left the 2 Coke cans. I'm not gonna lie, I love this petty level of marketing, and honestly, man, you should just be willing to go out there and just be like, yeah, our product is better than theirs. Their product sucks. Their product is feminine. Their product is not manly. Their product is not a war game, right? That's basically what I feel like Battlefield is going out and doing. They're just coming out and saying, yeah, Call of Duty is fruity. We have an actual, genuine military shooter over here, right? And I'm excited about it, man. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you have higher ups that are understanding what Battlefield is now, fucking finally, holy shit. People have been complaining about this for the past, I don't know, 6 years of Battlefield with their past 2 installments, right? And they finally figured out that their game isn't, I don't know, an alternate World War II game with fucking women running around with metal arms. It's not fucking, wannabe futuristic hero shooter, right? It is a modern military shooter, and I am fucking thankful for that. God damn it. And like I said, I love the level of pettiness. Honestly, man, I would love to see Call of Duty come out with a response to Battlefield, with their own piece of commercial, with their own marketing. This type of competition is just healthy for us as consumers because A, we're going to be getting better products, but it's just better for, I don't know, the business as a whole, because we're going to be getting better games, not just from these 2 studios, not just from Activision, not just from EA, but everyone else around that is in the first-person shooter market, right? And look, man, I've been yapping basically nonstop about this bullshit at this point. I probably made a way longer video than I should have about this, right? But look, I got a good laugh out of DICE and EA making fun of Battlefield. It seems like everybody else seems to realize, like, wow, Call of Duty, like, here's the thing. I know I'm just kind of like stopping in the middle of a train of thought, but I just want to say this. When your competitors, right, when Battlefield is going out and clowning on Call of Duty and just like blatantly, obviously just giving them the middle finger, making fun of their celebrities, their collaborations, their tone, the color of the game, like even the color palette took a fucking stray. Like, goddamn, the color palette got nuked off the screen and immediately went to a fucking gray and brown color palette immediately after Jimmy Butler got nuked off the screen. But look, if Call of Duty's competitor is noticing this, it just makes you wonder what is going on at Call of Duty, and if they're ever going to figure out, they also are in the market of making military shooters, and they should probably, I don't know, make a military shooter instead of a, I don't know, Saturday morning cartoon FPS simulator. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I guess the whole point of this video is just to say Battlefield understands what it is, and, yeah, they are moving in that direction, right? It's just, honestly, it's crazy what competition has done for Battlefield, because they finally made a fucking decent game. They went from telling people back in Battlefield 5, if you don't like our product, don't buy it, to now making a product that is more or less for, I don't know, fans of Battlefield. I don't know. I feel like I've yapped long enough. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you've gotten to this point in the video. Subscribe if you're new and all that good shit. And, yeah, I'm out of this bitch. Peace.